Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you could be with us here on this second segment of tips that we have. This time around, it's a little different. We're doing kitchen tips this time, or, having to do with kitchen, grocery type. So that's what we're going to do this time around. So, hey, Jan.
Hey, Steve. Hey, everybody.
So, to jump right in, um, one of the tips that I have of three is eat leftover meals and then you could repurpose it into something else. For example, let's say you decide to make meatloaf for dinner, but for a couple of days, okay, meatloaf sounds good, but now Wednesday you want something different, but you have leftovers. You could easily take that leftover meatloaf and convert it to chili. You could do that. Um, if you don't want to do that, you could take that leftover meatloaf and create a spaghetti sauce from it. But the reason why I mentioned spaghetti sauce is as I want to revert back. Spaghetti sauce can become chili if you think about it. So you're still back to the chili like you were saying, but because you already have the spaghetti sauce with everything in it, all you got to do is just add your beans, your cumin, your chili powder, your green pepper, however you want to dress it up a little bit. And you've pretty much got your chili. I mean, it's really not that big of a step that you have to go through in order
What
to
I
make.
love about what you're saying there, Steve, is that everything is completely different. It's originating from one meal, and you mentioned meatloaf, which is very versatile. That's great. That is a great budget saver. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I have one too, Steve. This is
Okay.
important. Let me get my, as I call them, my teacher's glasses, because sometimes my own chicken scratch is illegible.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and this is something I really do in real life, and I can't impart it any more than I can. Make a meal plan, okay? Having that meal plan for the week helps me personally avoid myself from purchasing items I do not need. This also means I'm going to avoid food waste. When I say make a meal plan, I don't necessarily mean I write a note and stick it to the fridge that says Monday spaghetti, Tuesday pizza, Wednesday peppers and rice. No. Sometimes people think, oh my gosh, I'm like so stuck to this. No, I want to make sure I have all the meal components to make any meal that I want. Maybe it is a pizza meal one day or a meatloaf another day. I just want to make sure I have all the components and use up what I have in that plan. That forces me to not have to spend and duplicate. So for me, Steve, and everybody watching, I need to have a meal plan on purpose to keep my
Hmm.
costs down and avoid food waste.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, the meal planning is a very good thing. Um, in fact, it's funny that you mentioned the meal plan. I was just talking to a relative about that yesterday. Um, and and I've been known to work meal planning. Let's say I have to go shopping. I'll throw this in right quick. This is what we spoke about. Let's say I have to go grocery shop. Okay, today's, you know, on a Thursday is usually when Publix's weekly ad flyer comes out. I have been known to go through the flyer or the weekly ad and look and pick out things that are on sale and work my meal plans around that. I've done it. And
Yes.
a lot of the time, I'm saving a few dollars per pound if it's meats. Um, I'm getting BOGO deals if it's buy one get one free. It's just a helpful thing. That's something I do highly help consider uh, doing, and it is helpful. That's what I tried to say to do that because it'll allow you, you know. you're pretty much budgeting your meals when you do that. It's so beneficial. Um, okay, my second one is only buy fruits when they're in season. You're going to spend less money. Um, for example, right now I do like fresh cherries from the produce section, and they're usually in season right around late spring, summer, and they're usually gone by the fall. And if I'm going to buy any cherries, I like to do them about this time of year. July. The price is good. It's around my area. It's about $3 a pound, which is not too bad. Another fruit that I like to buy that's in season in the summer, watermelons. Um, you'll get a decent price on a watermelon. If you wait until the fall, or if you can get one in the winter, oh, you're going to pay an atrocious amount of money for it. I mean, it's going to be extremely expensive. But I do agree with that. Do consider buying any fruit or even a vegetable. That means that there's possibility. I haven't really looked, but there's a possibility you may have some vegetables that are in season certain times of the year, and then
You know
or not.
something, Steve? I am so older that I remember when it was only possible, for example, to buy, let's say, a pear. I love good quality pears in the winter time. You couldn't get them any other time of the year. You just
Oh,
couldn't. Now, fruits and vegetables are available all year. Yeah, they offer you the opportunity, but at what cost? You are so right. For example, I'm not going to buy strawberries where I live in the middle of January. I'm going to
no.
literally be paying double the price that I would in the summer.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
strawberries.
you make a good point. Yeah,
Yeah, strawberries is more of a now thing in the summer. It's more of a now.
right.
No, I wouldn't. No, I mean, like I say, if I see a strawberry in the winter and you're going to pay triple per pound or triple per package that you would now, no, I would no avoid. Only buy with what's popular, you know, in that time of season or what's going on. I wouldn't go outside of that. Mhm.
Here's something, Steve. Buy generic. In my own life, I don't need necessarily the brand items. I worked for a packaging company for cosmetics, and basically, what I used to do is send out samples to buyers that maybe want to buy a certain kind of a nail polish with a certain type of top or a makeup bottle. But the product on the inside could be the same thing. People are paying for
Yeah,
packaging, paying
you
for
are.
packaging oftentimes. So we're conditioned to think, oh, it tastes a certain way. It's like we're almost hypnotizing ourselves. Buy generic. I don't necessarily need brand name items. I personally, Janet, find little or no difference in the quality of the product. In fact, Steve, recently I picked up a generic brand of Pop Tarts, for example, the
Hmm.
Amazon version. I found it to be superior. Superior. I'm just saying the truth in my experience with it. Their strawberry ones quite good. Well done pastry, lots of fruit inside. Really, really good. I'm just using that as an example, but it's a
Yeah.
fact. Don't be
Um.
afraid of brand items. I mean,
No.
generic items, excuse me.
No. Don't. I bought a few items that are store brand generic. Um. I needed some elbows. I ran out, and I went to Walmart yesterday to do some shopping. So I decided to give Great Value, which is their brand, a try. And you could get a 1 pound, a 2 pound, or a 3 pound box of elbows. So I decided to go for the 2 pound. I went for the middle size. The price was good. Now I have had Great Value pasta in the past. To me, if you didn't know any better, it tastes every bit as good as say Muller's or Ronzoni. If you didn't know any better, it's in that it's in that league. It's in that category. Here's another one. Coffee creamer. I do like to buy flavored coffee creamer. And I bought Great Value. It comes in a carton, your best deal. And when you taste of that, it tastes every bit as good as, say, Coffee Mate or International Delight. You're just paying less money for it. And I have tried that many, many, many times over. I'm not disappointed with it. So yes, I agree. Buy the generic or the non-name brand item. A lot of the time, you're getting the same thing. Here's another one. So I have strawberry spread from the dollar store, and I looked at the back of it, the ingredients, and the way the ingredients are done up, sugar, pectin, water, the fruit. I said, "Oh, this reminds me of Polliner under a different label." That was one.
Exactly.
Then then I look in my pantry and I see another bottle of strawberry preserves. This time the strawberry preserves came from Dollar General. So I wanted, and the bottle was a little bit bigger. So I wanted to, look at the back and see. Same thing, pectin, water, sugar, the basics. I said, oh, I said, this is another good one. This is most likely, I still say it's Polliner or one of your better brand
Yeah.
spread. You're going to pay a lot.
Yeah.
The same thing. It's the same thing. I mean,
You know what, Steve? Not long ago, I did a video called Oats Are Oats or something like that. It was on my thumbnail. Yeah, oats are oats. Rice is rice. Salt is salt. There are
yeah,
some things, slam dunk. Please don't even think twice to get the no frills looking label thing.
you don't have
Salt
to.
is salt. Sugar is sugar. I mean, really? How much difference? Oats are oats.
Well, when it
If I
comes
could
to
get them
oats,
cheaper, I'm going to get them cheaper.
yeah, when it comes
What?
to when it comes to oats are oats, I'm going to jump in on that one too, if it's okay, because I have bought Quaker brand, the old fashioned, which is what I prefer, and I've also bought back to Great Value. I've bought their old fashioned, about a $1.30, $1.40 a container less. It tastes the same. It's not worth the extra money. I
It
read the
all
label.
adds up on your grand total sum of your bill. And you're still leaving the store with what you need your oatmeal, your rice, your strawberry spread, for example, the spread.
Yeah,
You're still walking out the door with the same stuff, except perhaps maybe $10 or $15 less. Times 4 times a month, that's about $45 less to $60 less, just because your mind is open enough and not afraid, and to try the generic product.
hmm, that's right. Um, Now, I've got a third uh, tip here that's really good. Whenever you go and shop for beef, chicken, turkey, whatever the case may be, any type of meat in the meat section, consider buying a cheaper cut of meat. It is going to save you money. For example, I've always been a fan of chicken drumsticks. I mean, I could eat that and I'm fine. I'm good with um, boneless chicken thighs is a good substitute for chicken breast. If you have to buy any type of white meat, say in the case of chicken, consider buying it with the bone in it because that is going to cost you lesser amount of money. If you want boneless because they have to do the work and take it out, yes, you're going to pay another couple of $3 a pound for the same. To me, it doesn't matter. I don't mind eating a chicken breast with the bones in it. I mean, um, but yeah,
And I find chicken with
consider.
bone in more flavorful. I don't know if it's my imagination, but the bone in chicken and the skin still on it, and you roast it or you barbecue, whatever you do with it, I find it more flavorful. Plus, you get more benefits because things with the bones in it, you could eventually make bone broth from, or just some sort of, a soup from.
You
So
can.
there are so many more benefits to getting the bone in products. We have a lot of choices when it comes to that. You're right about getting cheaper cuts of meat.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, Steve, on my end here, I have another one, and it's my final one.
Hmm.
Do a little homework. I guess maybe because I'm a teacher, like at heart forever, I believe in homework. We have to do, all of us, including me, price comparisons. Now, today, it's not like yesteryear. When you had to compare a price, you either relied on a neighbor, maybe made a few phone calls, prayed for your local flyer to arrive at your door, or you went to the store, you did everything on foot. Don't have to do that anymore. Just tap, tap, tap online. You could go to the Flips app and find out price comparisons.
You can.
Might it be worth the effort for you to go? Maybe, maybe not. That's up to you. But if you buy only what you need, let's keep that in mind. This is the
Hmm.
big theme for me. Buy what I need. I do not have to duplicate and triplicate. I buy what I need to keep my costs down,
Hmm.
and I regenerate other meals from one original meal. Does that make
That's
sense,
right.
Steve?
Yeah, it makes 100% perfect sense. Yes, absolutely. Um, so anyway, this right here, with the three that I gave and the three that you gave, these are very helpful, beneficial tips. So just remember to be able to go out and buy what you need, like you said. Do you have to go out and spend this amount of money on that product or this or that? No, you don't. Read the labels, compare. A lot of the time, 90% of the time, the store brand, whatever it may be, Kirkland, Great Value, Members Mark, whatever the case may be, Clover Valley, which is loyal to Dollar General. Read your label. A lot of the time, you're going to find out. Save the money. It. That's what
Yeah.
I do. I do that.
I like what you're saying. It also teaches us the thought. Sometimes we think we need so much more in order to get through our shopping list. Really, we really don't. I
No, you
think we
don't.
just overshop out of fear, overshop out of habit. The
Yeah,
key thing is to know your inventory at home. What's
that's
in that
right.
refrigerator? What's in your freezer? What's in your stockpile? Can you get by without shopping for a couple of weeks? That's always a nice thing, but you got to sit down and plan. That's why Steve and I decided to do this particular show on his channel on a Sunday evening. Why Sunday? Sundays are the best day of the week, in my opinion, to assess, to prepare for the following week.
True.
Having this information in my heart of hearts, I believe, is helpful.
I think so. Yeah, you said another key thing. Do you really have to go to the grocery store as quick? Again, coming back to my first question, leftovers. Go into your refrigerator. Look and see what you have. If you want to do a meal in a slow cooker to extend it out another 3 or 4 days or whatever the case may be, I call it, this is what I call it. People have different names. Everything but the kitchen sink meals is what it is. What you're doing is you take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and you're combining it and you're creating something. You could make a good, you could make a homemade soup with it. You could do a stew. I mean, that's just a couple of,
Delicious.
yeah.
And
So
they spread.
consider,
You're regenerating. It's like I always say, we're the CEOs or CFOs of our own kitchen. And I like to manufacture my own meals, doing what you just used as an example, working with what you have, everything plus the kitchen sink or whatever's in your refrigerator,
yeah,
super stew. I love that idea. You'd be shocked and amazed. And who knows, you just might get away without grocery shopping for a week or two. Just plan it out. Look around and be aware.
right. And another thing with food sitting in the refrigerator the next day or 2 days after, people don't realize the flavors tend to marry a little more. So when you create something else, it's going to taste better. Think about
Sure
that.
does.
Think about that for a couple minutes. But yeah,
100% agree.
hmm,
Steve, thanks for having me here tonight.
you're welcome. I'm glad that you could be here. We could get this other part out. You know, if you haven't seen part one, definitely watch it. And then you know or if you're going to
But there
watch
is
this.
one thing I'm going to ask the folks on your channel. Don't forget to smash down the like button for Steve. This is really, really important. So the algorithm raises his videos to a higher
Video.
place, and his
Mhm.
important videos can help other people.
That's right. All right. Well, thanks for being here. Glad you could be here with us.
So glad I was.
Yeah, me too. But I hope everybody has a great whatever time of day it is, and we will see you back here next time. Bye.
Bye bye.